Hi, I'm Langen. I'm a comedian and performer from Regina, Saskatchewan. So I got into comedy around 2019, and it was after years of wanting to do it, but always being really afraid to and never really knowing where to do it. So I heard of an open mic and I was like, absolutely, I'm gonna try it. And I did, and I've been doing it ever since. So the first time I did comedy, I really got hooked because everybody laughed at my set, which was super addicting. Just knowing that the thoughts that I had in my brain, people enjoyed. That was so fun. I just wanted to keep doing it. Normally the type of comedy I write is gross. It's raunchy, but I don't even think it's necessarily just like shock value. I don't know, I like to be very uniquely gross. My favorite type of trope is starting a bit off by being like, okay, you guys are gonna relate to this, and then saying something completely unrelatable that nobody's ever thought of before. And if I get the reaction of like, ugh, that's a good set for me. Okay, hey everyone. How's it going? Yeah, it's getting a little colder out. The weather's getting colder. How's everyone's winter bushes coming in? Pretty good? Good, yeah. I figure it's August, so you have a bit of time before, winter comes. Like, I've been growing mine out since last winter, but it can't all be me, right? I never understood when people, shave all their pubes off. That doesn't really make sense to me. Like, ladies, I get it. We're trying to be youthful and trendy, but no one wants to fuck a baby pussy. Okay. No one should want to fuck a baby pussy. You know what? You guys are all fucking arrested after this. That's why, personally, I go for much more mature look, right? So what I do is I kind of carve out like a semicircle, right? So I can kind of get like the balding father of four look, right? Very distinguished, little John Fryer look, right? But the look's not for everybody. It's kind of hard to achieve. If anything, it's kind of like dangerous to achieve, or at least like the way I do it. So what I do is I'll stand over a mirror, I'll squat over a mirror so you can see all the nooks and crannies, right? And you have to be under a light source. And then I like to picture myself as a mouth to anus pipeline, right? So keeping in that headspace, you're under the light source, you need to look up to the light source, open your mouth, make sure the light travels down your body, right, out your anus, so that it can reflect on the mirror, reflect back up, and you can laser off each pube individually. But it's dangerous. The technique is hard because one mistake and it's gonna smell like a fish fry, okay? You have to be very careful. Yeah, the mouth to anus pipeline. Do you guys think, okay, bear with me on this one. Do you guys think that if you had some soup, say you have some, and you have let's say you have a lot of soup, like maybe like a kiddie pool full of soup, right? So you have all this soup, and it doesn't have to be hot soup. It can be whatever. It can be gazpacho, right? So you have this kiddie pool of gazpacho, keeping in mind mouth to anus pipeline, right? So you got this gazpacho. Do you guys think that if you sat in the soup, do you guys think that if someone came up and tried to suck, do you think they could siphon the soup from your butt to out of your mouth? Do you guys ever think that? Yeah, I've never thought that. Never thought of my body as a human straw. But did you guys know that some people think pubes are unhygienic? I know. Did you guys know that some people think I'm unhygienic? Yeah. You served bad soup one time. I don't know. So the jokes I did today could be considered gross. They definitely could. I definitely have no shame. I think that growing up, maybe I did feel lots of shame around my body or sex. It was confusing and scary, but just saying my thoughts out loud and knowing that people, I don't know, maybe related in some way or thought it was funny made me feel more comfortable with my body, where it's oh yeah, we're all weird, we're all gross, whatever. So because my jokes are so crass, a lot of people ask me if my family approves or if they come and see me. And I'm just as gross off stage, I think. I don't think anything was a shock to them that I was raunchy. Sometimes they're not even embarrassed. I don't know how they feel. I think they take it well. But they're good sports overall, I think. Who do you think I got it from? Actually, not them. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know why I'm so gross. So women in comedy, I think we're a lot funnier sometimes. I think that women have to try a lot harder. They have to work a lot harder. And I think they're constantly getting critique that isn't necessary. I've heard people tell me to clean up my sets. I've heard older male comics ask me if I need a mentor, then they can be my mentor. If I need to ask advice, like just dumb stuff. So I think that because women have to claw their way in there a little bit, I think it makes us scrappier and ultimately better comedians in a way. Anybody here a server in the service industry? No. Awesome. I'll explain it to you. I'll give you guys a little bit of a lowdown. So I actually was a waitress. I was a server. So I know that it's not a super easy job. It can be really taxing. But I think the hardest part about it is, being fun and funny and charming, but knowing how to keep it professional, right? So when I joke with my tables, it ends up being pretty corny. I kind of have a bit of a dad persona. I'm like winking for some reason at my tables, like I'm trying to fuck my daughter's friends. I don't know what that's about. But it works out okay. My jokes work fine. I have this one joke where if the customer is like really enjoying their meal, they compliment it, I'll say, thanks, I made it myself. Yeah, it's okay, right? It's not like hilarious, but old ladies lose their fucking minds when I say that. They can't even comprehend, their head spins around, it turns around, all right? They feel a certain level of peace that they can go home and die with, all right? Their life has been complete after that. So I think it does okay. Another really important thing to remember when you're a server is having a good serving face, right? It has to be kind of equal parts of like attentive, but like flirty, but like sexy, right? A bit of everything. Kind of like a sex face, right? Actually, exactly like a sex face. And lots about the customer service industry and sex, it's interchangeable. It really is, like you can be like asking for consent, right? Everything's okay here, right? Everyone's doing okay, right? Yeah. Or, I've noticed you didn't finish your beef. You want my box for that? Right? Or say when. Say when. Yeah. Or, yeah, everything's tasting okay? Thanks, I made it myself. Easy peasy. Leave them some mints, stick them with the check. It all works out fine. Comedy and comedians and mental health definitely go hand in hand. I feel like artists in general can be very mentally ill, I guess. But comedians, there definitely is a stereotype of like the people who make everyone laugh are the people who are the saddest. And I definitely think that's true. I think that comedy can be a coping mechanism that maybe isn't always healthy. And even for myself, I know that going on like antidepressants and getting help, it's like there was a real fear of like, am I gonna be funny if I'm happy? Like that's a very real and scary thought. So I think that it can be dangerous, but the more that we're talking about mental health, the better. For advice for people wanting to get into comedy, I think that first of all, just do it. Just try it. Just trust yourself. But second of all, I think that it's important to find your voice, but also like be authentically you. You can take inspiration from different comics and different comedy sources. But I think ultimately, if you're not authentic in your jokes, you're not gonna like them. Like there's been times where I know a joke will do really well on stage. I know it'll be a crowd pleaser, but I don't like it. It doesn't feel authentic. So I won't do it. And there's been jokes that I really like that people do not like. And that's fine. At least you're sticking to your guns.